Well, hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round 18 of 20 at the Hermanos Rodriguez circuit in Mexico. Dry conditions for qualifying and the race. Just done all three practice sessions back to back. Pace is okay. We're inside the top 10. Although we're probably languishing around about 7th, 8th and 9th, something like that. So I don't think we'll be troubling the leaders too much in the qualifying sessions. So first things first, we'll listen to the voicemail to listen to our objective. So qualifying 12th and beat Grosjean, I think that's pretty achievable. We've got no championship, or no, we won't have a championship target, but we're not in qualifying. How silly of me. So yeah, 12th place, I think it's very achievable. Yeah, so we done a minor upgrade last time out. I can confirm that has come in, and it's this one down here, which is the ERS cooling for the fuel consumption. Better cooling to the energy recovery systems consistently harvest the optimum amount of energy, thereby increasing the potential energy available to be deployed, helping to save fuel. So a little bit of fuel saving to help us along the way, and that now unlocks both of these major upgrades as well, which I probably won't be able to do after this race, but maybe the next one as well. But if we end up getting over 600, which I think we can, I might do another minor one as well. And we're starting to really work our way through the powertrain at the moment, which is nice. And because of that, it's now jumped us. If we can, no, if I do that, there we go. Yes, so it's now jumped us ahead of McLaren and just on the back of Toro Rosso. A couple of other teams have managed to upgrade as well, chiefly Toro Rosso, Williams and Haas as well, just underneath us. But we're getting very close to Renault now, who are bang on 400 what, I don't know. But I'm hoping to get over the 400 mark before the end of the season. I might start saving resource points after this race actually, to enable us to have more to spend at the end of the season, because I want to get the next aerodynamic upgrade unlocked, and then we can spend a lot more on the powertrain as well. So we'll go to qualifying then. Pretty confident I can get through Q1. Q2 I reckon could be a little bit of a struggle, but we should be able to do it. So hopefully no dramas in the first session and we can avoid the relegation drop. So then safely through to Q2 with the second fastest time. Very happy with that. Just half a second away from Hamilton, but no catching him. And we're cooking for Vettel and Raikkonen, but they've done their runs on the super soft tyres. I'm very tempted to actually use the super softs in Q2. Because I think we might have a decent chance of actually getting through to Q3 and then maybe using the one-stop strategy. So I think it's going to be a two-stop if we have to start on a used set of ultras, but I'm not 100% sure. So then scrolling down further down, let's have a quick look. Pascal Wehrlein, 16th place, just missed out on getting into Q2 for I think the first time in probably God knows how long. So he's done well to get into 16th place. Massa 17th, Magnussen 18th, Stroll 19th, and Van Dorn 20th and last. So we've got good pace then, very good pace actually. Let's move on to Q2. I'm in two minds whether to do ultras or supers, but whichever way we go will dictate our strategy for the race. But either way we look at it, we've got very good pace, so I'm confident that whatever we do, we will be safely through to the top 10 shootout in Q3. So there we go, we're the only one inside the top 10 that opted to start the race on the super soft tyres, and like I said, we've got a good pace here. I reckon if we did ultras we would have probably been round about 4th or 5th place, so it now gives us the opportunity to really go for it in Q3 and try to get ourselves up the order as much as we can now that we're locked into starting on the super soft tyres. So it looks like it's pretty all standard at the moment, although Alonso somehow has managed to drag that McLaren into the top 10, so well done to him. Knocking Perez out of his home race. He's been eliminated in Q2 along with Palmer, Sainz, Kvyat and Grosjean. So it's nice to get through to Q3 for the first time in a couple of races, and we can also go for it with the ultra soft tyres, 2 sets, maybe even 3 that's available to us, so we can really push on and maybe try to get into a top 5 grid position. Well, this is a bit of a turn up for the books, isn't it? We've managed to secure 3rd place on the grid, and hopefully if we get a nice tow from the Ferraris ahead of us, we might be able to take the lead into turn 1, which would really put the cat amongst the pigeons. But it's Vettel ahead of Raikkonen, and we're joined on row 2 by Verstappen. Poor day at the office for Mercedes, 5th and 7th place. Ocon in 8th, Hulkenberg 9th and Alonso in 10th. So that's our best qualifying, I think, since Canada, where we took pole position in the damp conditions. And yeah, this is legitimate pace. I'm really happy about that. Starting on the super softs, unlike everyone else inside the top 10, so we've got a real opportunity for a shock result here tonight, as long as we can keep it clean in the first couple of laps. But 3rd place in the grid, I'm buzzing for this. So the resource points for qualifying, all the way down, should be 105. Oh, it's 102. What? Oh, I must have run. Why did I run wide? Or was that in Q1? I think it might be in Q1, I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was in Q1, so that's a shame. But anyway, 102 points, very nice indeed. The rivalry update, we all know the score with that, so very happy with that. 20-7 now. And the reputation level, it's gone down a little bit, not too sure what happened. Maybe, I don't know actually, maybe because of the running wide in Q1, I don't know, but it went down a little bit, so that's a shame, but hopefully we can get it all back up to 100% with half the team. So we'll listen to the voicemail then for the race. Let's see what the objective is from third place on the grid. Finish in 9th, very achievable, beat Grosjean, and 14th place in the championship, which we've already confirmed as having. So then, not much else to look at then. We'll go to the grid and have a look at the grid formation and of course the race strategy.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sauber, Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Ricciardo, Hamilton, Ocon, Hülkenberg, and Fernando Alonso, Perez, Palmer, Carlos Sainz, and Kvyat, Wehrlein, Massa, Kevin Magnussen, and Lance Stroll, Van Dorn, and Roman Grosjean starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So Grosjean's the only driver to pick up a grid penalty, which promotes Pascal Wehrlein to the dizzying heights of 15th place. We remain in 3rd place. Supers onto softs. There we go, very nice. I don't want to underfuel the car at all. Hopefully we can get up there. 2 laps of extra fuel. I think 2 laps of extra fuel is fine. I'll probably run most of the race in standard to kind of protect the tyre wear a little bit. Weather conditions, you can see they're cloudy and then sunny. Well, cloudy and sunny before the end of the race, so it's going to be a bit cloudy. So tyre temps and track temperatures will be down a little bit. So the super softs and the softs will certainly help us with that. So one stop strategy, I think very achievable, although the 2 stop is just a couple of seconds slower. But we're going to stick where we are because I don't want to be stuck in traffic really, although it's a fairly easy track to overtake on, certainly with the 2 DRS zones. So then, 3rd place on the grid at Mexico. This end of the season has been going very strongly so far with some really high positive top 10 results, and who knows, we might be able to snatch our 2nd podium of the season here. So we'll do the formation lap and then get ready for the race start. Here we go then. 3rd place on the super soft tyres. Let's try and get a nice toe. Lights out and away we go. Stick on the back of these Ferraris if we can. Everyone tussling for position behind. We're gaining a little bit. Oh, Mercedes around the outside. Vettel's locked up, so we'll nip through into, or working I should say. So we'll nip through into 2nd place. Oh, we've run wide a little bit though. That's okay. P2 then. Good start. So at the final corner to complete the 1st lap, Vettel ahead will probably disappear. And I've got Raikkonen behind me. So completing lap 2, DRS will now be active. I've got Raikkonen and both the Mercedes behind me, and we are streaking away from the rest of the field, but the car feels pretty crap on full fuel load. I'm sure once it starts to burn off, then the car's balance, I should say, should come back to us. But so far they can't get close enough to try and move down the main straight, so that might protect us. The top end speed is pretty good. So then on lap 5, here comes Raikkonen with his DRS. Oh, moves right in front of us in the braking zone. What a fucking idiot. So coming around now to start lap 9, it's been pretty much status quo for the opening laps, just focusing on our own tyres. Bottas pitted at the end of lap 8, or lap 7 I should say, and at the end of lap 8 both Vettel and Hamilton are pitted, which means that once Raikkonen gets out of the way, we'll be in the lead of this race for probably a handful of laps until our pit stop onto the soft tyres. Indeed, coming into lap 10, Raikkonen is now in the pits, so that now puts us in the lead of the race. We'll probably hold this until our pit stop. I'm sort of aiming around about 16, something like that, 15, 16. Pit window is open, as is Vettel's DRS. I don't think I'll fight too much. But I will give it a go, why not? Oh, great driving. I don't want to give up this lead just yet. Right, you can see there our tyres are pretty much knackered. I've managed to keep Vettel behind me. At the end of lap 16 of 36, we're going to be coming in to make our pit stop. So I've managed to make these tyres last. And 20 laps and softs is fairly achievable. So we relinquish the lead. Let's not speed. Good, let's see where we would join after making our one and only stop. So we're coming out in 6th, but Ricciardo's just to come flying past us, but that's okay, we'll get that position back from him when he makes a pit stop. So we're out in 7th at the moment. I think the podium might be out of our reach, but I think we're still looking good for potentially 5th place. So I've managed to catch Ricciardo. Oh, he's moving about. And we're very late up the inside because of it. Managed to make it stick though around the outside. Good move in the end. I don't like it when the AI cars dance in the braking zone. It really is a bit unnerving. Oh, BSC's out and Verline has retired from the race. So unfortunate for my teammate. He's out the race already. Hamilton's just made a pit stop, as has one of the Ferraris, Vettel, so we'll just slide past him quickly. That's us up to 4th place. It'll be 3rd once Ocon politely gets out the way as well. And now they're all on the same tyres as us as well, so we do still have an opportunity for podium here, but I've got to try and keep Vettel and Hamilton behind me, and that's not an easy task. So Ocon's now pitted, we're up to 3rd place. I think Bottas is in the pits as well, he is. And Raikkonen has just made another pit stop as well, so we've really benefited here with an undercut. We're now legitimately leading this race without having to make another pit stop. I don't want to say that first win is possibly on the cards here, because I've got 3 or 4 guys that have stopped several laps later than me and are a lot quicker as well, but we'll hold on to this lead for as long as possible. I will fight it. So into lap 24. Look at this. They're right behind me. Here he comes up the inside. I'm gonna have to do this the hard way, defend around the outside. Just about to see him off. I'm going to use rich mix in just sector 1. Then keep it standard for the rest of the lap so I don't end up running low on fuel. Into that 26 of 36, these guys are still just there. We've got a back marker coming out ahead of us. I'm going to move over and try and nick his toe a little bit if I can. Please get out of our way. Please get out of our way. So into lap 29 of 36 for top 5 altogether by about 2 seconds. This is going to be one hell of a finish. Vettel is not close enough this time by. If we can hold on to take this win, I will be amazed. Lap 31, I think Vettel's a lot closer this time by. Give him the squeeze. Oh, I left the braking so late. And he's still there, I've got to give him the space. Bit of contact, no damage done though. We hold on to P1. So coming around to start lap 33, 4 to go. I've now put it into rich mix. I've saved enough fuel. I think I can do rich until the end of the race. But again, Vettel is so close. I think he might try something into turn 1 again. No, he doesn't. Decides to hold back. So at the final corner, we're now coming on to the final lap. The final lap, I've got enough fuel. I've just got to absolutely go for it. I'm going to be looking behind me more than I am ahead. Look, they're not close enough. They're not close enough. So I've just got to get every braking zone right, every apex right. Don't run wide. I'm less than a minute away from my first career victory. I didn't think it would happen at Mexico. Granted, we started third on the grid, but I just didn't think it would happen. So far, so good. The heart is racing. The adrenaline is pumping. My voice is starting to shake. I'm probably going to get a bit emotional after this. This is the tricky zone here. I don't want to make a mistake through here. Not bad, not bad. He's not going to be able to have a go here. Got to get the braking for this right. It's a little wide, that's fine. We've got enough fuel, I think, just about. Fireworks are flying. And the Sauber F1 team are going to pick up their first career victory. They're not going to get past. It's P1 at Mexico, 25 points. You beauty.
That's a race win. You've really been great today.
Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
Looks like they're on their way out to the podium now, and what a result this is, and what a popular one with the crowd as well. Great stuff to see the Sauber team on top here today.
I've done it. I have finally won my first career race on F1 2017. We've come close several times. Season 1 at Malaysia, I reckon I'd had a really good opportunity to win that, but I made a mistake and had to settle for second. There's been other places as well. Australia this season, I think I might have had a chance. Canada was another one as well, where I really think we could have won that race if it wasn't for contact with Vettel. And finally, we've put all the work into the car this season, and it has finally paid off. A few races ago we were very close and very competitive, like I think at Singapore with Ferrari and Mercedes, and we did so well there and finally managed to pick up the 25 points here. The one stop prevails yet again. 1.6 seconds separates the top 5 drivers. So after us it's 2 by 2. Vettel ahead of Raikkonen, Bottas ahead of Hamilton, Perez from 11th ahead of Ocon, and then Verstappen, Ricciardo, with Sainz picking up the final point. Further down, Kvyat, Grosjean, Magnussen, then we have Massa and Van Dorn 14th and 15th, Alonso in 16th, Hulkenberg, a poor race from him, 17th place, Palmer 18th as well for Renault, and then Lance Stroll in 19th, a lap down, and Verline we know was the only retirement in the race. So into the standings then. Raikkonen, the gap between himself and Vettel now drops down to just 27, with Hamilton 3rd, Bottas 4th, Perez in 5th, and with our win that doesn't not only jumps us ahead of Verstappen but Ricciardo as well. We're now sitting in 6th place, which is absolutely fantastic. In the Constructors end, no real changes there. Ferrari extend over Mercedes and they've all but won the Constructors this season. It's getting a bit closer between Force India and Red Bull, and our 25 points puts us in a dizzying heights of 127 in 5th place. No changes further below either. I'll be expecting the Constructors to probably stay this way until the end of the season. So the resource points for the race, this will be a little down on what it should have been. We picked up a couple of points there for running wide in a few places, but still 106. And the resource points for first driver bonus as well, this will probably be 58, is a nice little amount there, up to 700 in total. The rivalry update, look at that, we absolutely smashed that. First time I've had 5 ticks, I think, against the driver. Yes, we finished the race, finished position in 1st. And the team approval was absolutely shot up with absolutely everyone, as you could imagine. 5 teams now at 100%, which is nice. And the career score, sit back, because I think this is going to be very, very high, already over 10,000. Won 15,515. That's definitely the highest I've ever had it. Brings our season total and our career score up very nicely indeed. We don't have anything from the agent or the team saying well done, congratulations on the race win, which is a shame, but never mind. You finished first in the Mexican Grand Prix. A trophy has been added to your collection. So we'll run along here. And there it is, first place. So there we go then. A second at Malaysia in season 1, 2/3 at Silverstone in Singapore in season 2, a third place again at Silverstone, and we've came close several times recently, but finally we've managed to get the top step of the podium, first place at Mexico. I didn't think my first win would come at Mexico. I certainly didn't think it would come before this race tonight, but I'll take it. We made the one stop work, we kept out of trouble, we pushed when we needed to, and those last 15 laps, for the longest of my life, I've never looked behind me so much and seen cars just swarming all over me. But the low downforce and the rich mix saved us when we needed it. So I'm absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. So then, on to R&D. We've got 700, which is nice. So we'll jump onto this little minor upgrade here. Hopefully that will come in. Cylinder head engine power. A redesigned cylinder head, less prone to pre-ignition of fuel, as known as knock, means the engine can produce more controlled combustion, hence consistently achieving higher power output. So basically knock sensors and stuff like that, which I know about in real life, basically means that the engine has less chance of peaking out at high RPM and losing power, which is nice. So hopefully that will come in to the next episode as well. There's not much else to look at then. Obviously 5th and 6th units we're using for the practice and the qualifying and the race sessions as well. And not much over here either. We're close to beating Grosjean, which I expected. And yeah, first place at Mexico. Absolutely delighted. 58th race in my career. First race win. So we haven't managed to do it like Vettel and Hamilton did and others as well by winning our race early in our career. It's taken us to nearly the end of season 3, but it's done. The monkey is off my back, and it's a great boost to go into season 4 as well. Hopefully we can end the season as strong as we've done so far, and then take the extra resources into season 4 and maybe mount a title challenge. I don't think so, but I want to finish the season as the 5th best driver and maybe pick up a couple more race wins as well. So thank you very much for watching this episode. If you have, absolutely delighted, and no doubt you're delighted with me as well if you've been watching from the start. So yeah, as you can imagine, I'm absolutely delighted. Thank you very much for watching if you have from the start of this career mode. It's taken a long time to get our first win, but I've done it now. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you for the next episode very soon.